Hi guys, it's Eunice from Theory of Simple. Thanks for coming back to my channel today. Today's video is a little tutorial on how to grow microgreens. Whether you have a large garden or a small house with a little window or no light at all, you can grow microgreens that are healthy and nutritious for you in your own home. So stay with me. Seems like a lot of us are wanting to garden these days, and some of us don't have space. We don't have a yard. Maybe we have a balcony, maybe we have nothing. Maybe we just have a kitchen, and you can grow microgreens right in your own kitchen. What I like to use is these little containers here. These are things that I get mushrooms and vegetables in, and you'll need 2 of these containers for each of these greens. One will have little holes in it in the bottom here that will be for drainage, and the other will just be a container to hold the extra water if you need it. So this is a really nice, cheap and easy way is to save these little plastic containers that you get mushrooms and stuff in for the greens. The next thing you're going to need is some coconut coir. Now this is bought in blocks like this, and you'll need a bucket of some sort. So this piece here will yield a bucket full of coconut coir, which will be our planting medium for the microgreens. So that block yielded me this much full of coconut coir, which will be my planting medium. You're simply just going to put your coir into a bucket like this and just add a little bit of water at a time, and it'll slowly soak it in, and then you can crumble it up and it'll become that medium. So let's do that now. I'm simply going to put a bucket in the sink, and I'm going to put my block of coir, and I'm going to slowly add some water to this and just let this soak it in. Now, as you can see, this has been about 5 minutes, and it's come apart here into 2 pieces, and it's very easy to come apart. I'm going to put this piece in here now and just let it soak because it didn't get as much water, and it just breaks all up in here. If it gets a little dry, just add a little bit more water. I'll put a little bit more in probably right now. You don't want it too wet, but you do want it to break up. Now you can just let this soak, and it'll automatically draw up all that water and then become a soft, expanded brick that you'll just break apart. Or if you're impatient like me, you'll just keep adding it and breaking it apart with your hands. But in any case, you'll end up with about this much of your planting material. From here, all I'm going to do now is put some planting material in one of these containers. So I just have a couple of handfuls of planting material in this container. This is the one with the holes, and then I'll put it into this container that doesn't have the holes. So as I water it, it'll catch any dripping inside of this container. I'll plant 2 of these today. So as you can see, I have quite a bit of planting medium left. I will probably plant another set of these in 3 days so that I have a continuous flow of microgreens. So what I'm going to do is just keep this in the container, and I just cover it with a cloth, so that way it just keeps it relatively moist but not getting anything moldy, and I'll just set this aside somewhere safe so that I can plant again in a few more days. I like to plant with this superfood microgreen mix, and it has things like broccoli, kohlrabi, and radish, things like that in it, and it grows really quickly. So you're basically just going to take this and sprinkle it on top of your planting medium and just kind of work it in with your fingers, and then it'll start to grow in about a day. So here are my little seeds, and I'm just going to sprinkle them across the top here. I would say you would use probably maybe half to 1/4 of a teaspoon, not that many, but just enough to get a good sprinkling on the top. There you go. And now I'm just going to work it in gently. Just gently work it into the soil, not too deep. All right, I'm in my office, and it's obviously dark in here. I'm using my studio light to light everything up. My curtains are closed, and I usually keep them closed in my office because, you know, if I'm doing work or anything, I don't like the glare from the windows. So in a dark room, I am going to grow microgreens right here with a grow light. So this grow light will actually give enough light to the microgreens that they'll grow in about the same amount of time, or sometimes even faster than if I put them outside. I'll just set these here, and every day I'll just give them a little bit of mist to make sure that they're moist, and they'll probably sprout in about a day or two. UV light has the ability to change the brightness and even to put a timer on this, so I can have it on for 3, 6, or 12 hours a day. I'm going to leave this on for 12 hours because we're in the summer and I want things to grow quickly. Again, I can change the brightness on here as well. So these will probably sprout in about a day. So I'm growing these in my office, which you can see is not very big. It's a really small little space, but all it takes is just a little bit of space to grow some microgreens. Now you're not limited to microgreens for growing in a small apartment. I'm going to take a little bit of this romaine lettuce that I've already used and I've set in some water just to get it started to sprout. I'm also going to plant that in a little mushroom container and put that in my grow light area as well. And you can do this with things like green onions and even grow cilantro and basil this way so that year round you have some fresh greens for your kitchen and your culinaries. Again, we're just going to add some of our planting medium in here. And to this then, I'm just going to nestle in my romaine that I've let start to sprout, and just make sure there's just enough of the medium to cover a bit of it, but they stay outside. They're not completely buried. So take my leftover water and just pouring it in here. These will need a little bit more water than misting, so you will have to water these. This is a little over 24 hours and you can see things are starting to sprout already. Here's day 2. Day 3, and you're going to want to just kind of get some of these little things off. Just brush these off, let them. Day 5. These are looking pretty good. And day 6. They're looking pretty good here. In about 7 days, your microgreens will be ready to harvest. It may take 10, but check it at 7. You'll want to clip them right at the soil line and rinse them to get off any of the planting medium. When I'm done, I simply take my extra leftover medium and add it to my composter. Give your microgreens a quick rinse just to make sure all of the planting medium is off of the greens. I like to add my microgreens to salads, and here I'm adding them to some red leaf lettuce that I picked from my garden. I love the texture and the nutrition that these microgreens add to my salad. My dressing and toppings are simple. I add Meyer lemon from my tree, and whatever vegetables I have in my refrigerator, I top those on top of my microgreens. If I want to add protein, I'll usually take a little bit of leftover meat that I've had from a previous dinner and top it on my salad. a little salt and some pepper, and then just some really good olive oil allows me to have the perfect salad with my microgreens. I hope this tutorial on growing microgreens will help encourage you to grow some microgreens of your own. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because this will help the YouTube algorithm and help me grow my channel. Until the next time, thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.